Stop being so humble. Okay, it's okay to pop your shit sometimes. It doesn't mean you think you better than nobody. You just have confidence. And that's okay. Some people have low self-esteem and they want to make you feel bad because you love yourself. Some people just don't love themselves. Like, it took me 6 years to pick up what someone was putting down to me. One of my elders tried to tell me, directly but indirectly. I had a friend with me and I was visiting her and we was just talking. She was like, you know, I looked up the word humble the other day and I was like, okay. She said, you ever looked it up? I was like, no, I know what it means though. She said, yeah, I looked up the meaning. And she said, I would stop doing it. I decided I'm not going to use that word anymore. And it took me 6 years to pick up what she was putting down to me. She was letting me know that I was being too humble. And if she ever see this video, she probably gonna laugh. And she gonna say, it took you this long? Mr. Politician taught me that lesson. Okay, that's my son's father. That's what I call him, because he can tell a lie and he can keep a secret. When I first met him, I used to have like sticky notes of different quotes from famous people going around my mirror in my bedroom, right? And it was just like, just something to keep me inspired, to keep going, right? I didn't think nothing of it. What I didn't know about Mr. Politician is that I made more than Mr. Politician. So the thing was, we worked for the same company, but a different branch. Okay, so he was a supervisor and I was just an associate, but I made more than him because of the branch that I worked in, the part of the business, right? I thought I was in love. Truth was, I didn't even know who I was laying with. I shouldn't say I didn't know who I was laying with. I didn't want to accept who I was laying with. I didn't want to accept the truth. I didn't want to see the truth, right? And this is the lesson that I learned about someone trying to humble somebody that's already humbled. And I didn't believe he didn't care about me or he didn't love me and that he was just trying to use me, because he never asked me for no money. He never asked me to pay a bill, none of that. And I didn't ask him for nothing because I could pay my own. I didn't even know that he viewed me as competition. How you gonna be in competition with someone that loves you? When I first started my business, it was very unexpected. I was supposed to be online booking tickets to go to Vegas with my friends. And instead, I ended up starting a business that weekend. That Friday, I was online booking tickets for Vegas. And I ended up buying my LLC and buying product for the business. And when I looked up by that Sunday, I done spent all my money. Very impulsive move, no plans. But I don't regret it. But this is when he started switching up. And I wasn't paying attention. He was good at like pointing out why like certain people would act funny towards me, right? I'm not looking. He was like, look at these quotes like around my mirror. And I remember he saying like, you wonder why they don't like you. Look at what you got beside on my bed, like on my nightstand. I had this book. I think it was the Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich, something like that. And I had already read, like, I had another book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I had just already finished that one, so I was on the next book, right? I don't know if he really thought about it, but I noticed after that day, that's when he began to switch up. When he said that out loud, I guess he went home and meditated on it, because we're both Aquarius. So I already know, like, we're thinkers, okay? If you know anything about Aquarius, we're thinkers. And we think our best when we're alone. So we still doing what we do. I'm really not paying attention to the switch ups, because he's the one who triggered me into realizing that I had some healing to do. He brought up every wound that I ever had. I mean, from childhood. While I was dating him, they all came up. So at my job, remember, we work for the same company, different branches. I used to go to the bathroom and I was making okay money, okay? I was making over $20 an hour, but I still would used to go to the bathroom and cry. Job was easy. I just wasn't happy. I just was never happy. And I used to go to the bathroom and cry in the bathroom because I really didn't want to do that job. I didn't care about the money. I wasn't happy. So one day I was complaining to him about the job, and he was like, you know, why don't you come to the store? Because I'm not saying where we worked. He said, why I didn't come to the store? So I decide I'm gonna transfer to the store. Maybe I like that better. And the bonus was I get to keep my pay. All right, stay with me. Now, I don't know if you got to see my last video, but this is when I said, like, me and him, we making the same amount. If not, he got to be making more. I didn't realize how much less he made until I transferred to that store. And there was like a little hiccup with my pay. And you know, even though I have an associate's degree in business administration at this time, right? I had an associate's degree in. I knew about HR. I know you're not supposed to tell the amount that you make, but my check wasn't right. I was looking at it. I need my check to be right. So I was looking for HR to complain about my check, right? Because I was like, this ain't right. And so I seen a supervisor, 2 supervisors, and they asked me, well, how much are you getting paid? And I told them, and they said, well, how much are you supposed to be getting paid? And I told them that. And they both looked shocked and upset. And this is when I put a target on my back indirectly. Didn't mean to. Was not meaning to. This is when I found out I made more than the supervisors at the store. And I did not know that. And especially with me just being an associate, because all I got to do is walk in. I'm walking down aisles and just straightening up aisles. For over $20 an hour, that's what you're supposed to be doing. I'm working at the store, right? And they had our company, well, their company, because I don't work there no more. They had this thing where if they needed like associates to go work at other stores, they'll ask you. And so no one from the store wanted to go to this other store because it was an hour and a half away. They asked me, and I'm money chasing at this time. So when they talking to me about it, all I'm seeing is dollar signs, because you get paid double pay, basically. You get paid hourly. Your time starts, you got to clock in at your store and drive to the other store, and then come back to your store and clock out. That's how it worked, right? So I'm getting paid the whole drive. And on top of that, they're going to pay you gas money. So basically, at the end of 2 weeks, we're going to fast forward. End of 2 weeks, I made what I make in a whole month. And I thought there was a slip up. They paid me double on my check. So for me driving back and forth there, I made $500 in 2 weeks out of pocket. That was for my gas. That's not including what I'm gonna get on my check. So when my check came, I thought there was a big slip up. And who do I contact? Mr. Politician. So I'm contacting him and I'm like, hey, I think there's a slip up on my check, because I didn't know what to do, right? And he was like, well, you know, you just got to go to HR and mention it. And I was like, well, they didn't pay me too less. They paid me more. They paid me double. So I think I made almost $4,000 in 2 weeks. That's usually what I make in a month. Like, well, I wish they would mess up on my check like that. Now, this is where we come in, where another red flag, where I should have noticed money was an issue. Though he never asked me for any money, he would complain about certain things, and he would kind of distance himself But me being an Aquarius, I'm not paying attention to that because I got my own problems and I got my own shit that I'm focused on. I'm not focused on why you being distant. I didn't know Mr. Politician was preying on my downfall. I didn't know I was sleeping with someone that viewed me as competition. I'm in love with you. But the whole time I'm in love with you, you view me as competition. If you seen my video, if you didn't, Mr. Politician did some bullshit, of course, while I was pregnant. And we didn't talk no more. But he basically let me lose it all. He made sure that. And it was lessons for the both of us. Now that song by Moneybagg Yo, it's called I See Why. He say, once you start competing, that's when you lose. Facts. Because honestly, there was never a reason for him to be competing with me. I was already a single mother. Okay. Yeah, I had a son with I call him Mr. Delusional, my older son, father, Mr. Delusional. Okay. And then we got Mr. Politician. And because I didn't want to learn that lesson, God said, okay, I'm bringing Lucifer's son to you so he can show you. And boy, that Lucifer's son showed me. It teach me to stop being so damn humble.